in this video, I just want to share with you one simple tip to change any situation. And the first thing to understand is, or to know, that you have to 100% really genuinely deep down want to change the situation, because if you don't, it's not going to work. And if you do, then it means you are open to the idea of at least trying. Now, I absolutely swear by this one thing. And what it is changing the story. So usually when a situation happens and we become frustrated, annoyed, upset, angry, whatever the emotion is, the reason we feel that emotion is not because of what happened, it's because of the story that we tell ourselves about it. It's the interpretation that we have given what's happened, about what's happened, and that is what causes that emotion within us. And the reason we do this, if anybody's knowing Gabor Mate, he says the reason we do this is because we always go back to the story of our childhood, and we will always go back to the most painful story. And I know that can seem, well, no, that's ridiculous because this person ripped me off, or this ex-partner did X, Y, and Z to me. So I can understand why it might be hard to grasp that. But if you layer cake it, so basically, what is the emotion that you're feeling from that frustration? Okay, well, what's the emotion under the frustration? Well, I'm pissed off. Well, what's the emotion beneath that? And when you boil it down, boil it down, boil it down, and you get to the root, it will always be an emotion from the childhood. Sometimes it can be helplessness or whatever it is. And so our minds, as a way of trying to heal, will unconsciously recreate the same or a similar kind of story that fits with the emotion that we're feeling. And so how you can change the story to help you is by thinking about anybody that you look up to or that you aspire to be, somebody that's really positive. And if you would think about asking them, how would they interpret it? And maybe you can go to the other extreme, somebody that you know that's always really angry, that's always got something negative to say. And what would their interpretation be? Now, if you ask 20 different people to interpret the same situation and choose the narrative that gives you the healthiest feeling in your body. And I personally feel when we go for the healthiest feeling in our body, so that is a feeling that doesn't make us angry, that basically just doesn't knock us off our balance, I believe that is our soul telling us that is an alignment for us. Also, that is being in alignment with our highest self. And anything other than that is a mirror to show us where we're not in alignment and we're off our path, and also where we need healing. And so when you have those emotions and those things that come up, realize that you can use that as your growth. But if you seriously are done with a situation and you want to change how you're experiencing it, change the story. And if you're not sure about the story you're telling yourself, or even a story that you could give as a new story or a new interpretation for that, then share it in the comments. I'll be more than happy to help you. And just to give it a little bit more, I suppose, understanding, I'll share a story about myself. So when I was younger, I was hit as a child, me and my siblings. And so for a long time, I used that as a reason of why I used to be addicted, because, you know, it was like I just needed to get away, get high, have a temporary escape. I had a lot of anger. But then I realized, well, if I keep going and blaming my parents, my dad, really. Like, how long am I going to keep doing that for? Because what am I going to still, when I'm 30 and 40, like, oh yeah, this happened as a child and that's why I'm like this. It's like, okay, there comes a point where you have to let that story go and you have to change the narrative. So my new story on that is, yeah, that happened to me, but actually that empowered me because I've never hit my children and I've never had the urge to hit them, even in times of frustration. So I'm, you don't have to be grateful, but I'm grateful for that experience because it made me an amazing mother. And so I flipped the story on that. And another thing also was that having the understanding that my father never purposely thought, how can I mess up my children? He did the best that he could with the tools that he had. And so understanding that also not only gives compassion and allows for forgiveness so you don't have those negative feelings inside of you, but it also helps to understand it wasn't about me. It had nothing to do with me. I just unfortunately was, kind of there in the way. But changing that and seeing it from a different lens also can help with that healing journey. Anyway, I hope this has been helpful. I know it's been a bit rambly because I haven't kept to a script or left myself any prompts, and I'm just kind of channeling what comes through. Anyway, so much love and blessings. Bye.